Let me know if this sounds familiar. A person named, let's call them Anthony, has grown up their entire life fascinated with video games, and one day they declare that they will grow up to be someone who helps create them. In their early adult years, they begin to do a little bit of research on a few video game topics such as development and design, and maybe attend a few classes or courses here and there. Eventually, they get a full-time job in the field, gaining the knowledge of the profession, both business side and design side, but more so on the design side because that's more what they're interested in. He meets people along the way who grew up with the same ideas and passions that he had, and as time went on, they decide to branch off from their careers to take that very risky leap into independency and creating their own studio. With their combined experience of working on popular AAA releases, they finally finished the game they've been working on, or at least a demo to show publishers in hopes of getting funded so they can continue their dreams as full-time devs. Now from here, things can go a few different ways, but the two main things that usually happen might consist of the game gets little to no traction at all, or it is a mild success. Let's say the game is a massive hit, and from here on out, the company begins to manifest a fan base of people who love the products they put out each time they release something new. A few years pass, and after multiple fantastic releases, something or a few things happen that ultimately destroys the company's reputation. Could be anything: company culture toxicity, money-hungry practices, poor direction in design and gameplay, like whatever. With that event, loyal fans turn into resentful ex-fans. No one is interested in supporting the company, whether it be through investments, donations, or even employees. The catastrophic event leads to the company's death in the end, and the employees leave to begin their own studios. The ultimate question is, where did this hypothetical company go wrong? What could they have done to prevent things from going so south? Hello, I am AIG, and welcome to a new series I'd like to call Indie over AAA, where I take a deep dive into the aspects of developing an indie studio / brand in the hopes of creating a culture where studios and devs have a deeper connection with their audience and create games they will enjoy for years to come. Before I get started though, I just want to address that this video is specifically for those interested in turning their hobby or lifelong dream of developing video games into a business. However, this information can be relative to any industry. I know the business side of things may seem a bit intimidating or unnecessary, and you just want to focus on building a good game, and trust me when I say we all want good games, but the business side of things are just as important when it comes to creating your game. So without further ado, let's get started. First things first, let's begin with a question that every single developer should ask themselves before they even get started, and that is, why am I doing this? Why am I creating games? What's the main reason for starting my own studio and jumping into Unity or Unreal Engine or whatever software you use to develop games? Groundbreaking, I know, but seriously, it's one of the most important, if not the most important question you will ask yourself in your career field. Is it for fun? Is it for the money? Is it for practicing your artistic abilities? Whatever it may be, the idea needs to be well fleshed out and crystal clear. Once you discover why you are making games, everything you do from this point on becomes 10 times easier. From business to design, everything will connect back to that why. That question, why, when it comes to anything is like a construction drill digging deeper to the root of any problem or concern. Why do people play games? Why do you think you can make a change? Why should anyone care? Why is a very important question. It drains all the pent-up ideas that someone normally doesn't think about on a regular basis. Once you have a clear understanding of your why, that becomes the foundation of everything you do in your business. From who you choose to work with, what direction you want to take the company, what people will be the dedicated fan base, the list goes on. Everything, and I do mean everything, connects back to the values and beliefs you withhold amongst yourself. Think of it like this. You are a person who hates being lied to and misled, and a company comes along offering you $1 billion to promote their product to your fan base. This company is known for having a murky past and has been dishonest multiple times to their clientele. You, being the upstanding virtuous leader, decline the offer because you don't want to be seen as a fraudulent businessman. So the why is the foundation for your business, and I say that because currently the industry in regards to all studios, indie, AA, AAA especially, might have foundations, but they are cracked and built on low views, or sometimes they don't have any at all, and that's more so the case with indie studios. And the problem with that is when the foundation or that why is forgotten about, then the company begins to lose its way and it begins to do things that no one in their fan base cares about. Longtime fans are beginning to realize games are more than just entertainment, but they are dissatisfied with the different practices companies are implementing in not only their games, but company culture as well. And if the business is suffering, then the product by nature just follows suit. So let's do a little bit of practice. Ask yourself this question: why did I decide to start making games in the first place? I know a majority of us have gone through that phase of wanting to create games because we love playing them, but unfortunately, this is not a strong enough resolve. Playing games are entirely different from making them, and if that's not something that is understood, you'll burn out faster than you started. Having that significant why should be able to carry you through the toughest of situations. It should be so strong that you dedicate a majority of your free time or working time building your business or projects. As you already know, game development is no cakewalk, especially for indie devs. A good way of developing a why and whether or not it is strong enough is actually aligning it with your personal values, what you believe in, things that are true to you. For example, let's say a CEO of a company named Street Smart Studios created their business in order to teach the youth to critically think about real-world problems and situations. Their why realistically is connected to how they view the world. Maybe the CEO would like the younger generation to have the opportunities of education that they never had or think they won't get. Just pure speculation, but you can see how that why is rooted in values and personality, which in turn makes it a strong foundational building block. When things get hard, and they will, the why keeps morale from depleting and causing the demise of your entire business. Now, let's say you don't work on your why. What would happen if this step is skipped and overlooked? A prominent thing amongst devs would be burnout. They get tired of doing work and have no ultimate goal to strive towards when working on daily tasks. If you and your coworker don't have the drive to work on something that really has a deeper meaning, then what's the point of doing it in the first place? Eventually you'll realize this and regret the decisions you made up until this point and end up as another dead and forgotten studio with very little achievements and very little accolades. No one likes wasting money and no one likes wasting time. So develop your why if you haven't already, because each second of the day that you don't leads to the inevitable collapse of your studio and efforts. As a special treat for sticking this far into the video, here is one way in helping to establish a strong why. This is something called the Golden Circle, created by Simon Sinek, and within the circle is the why you exist all the way out to who you are for. The why, as explained in the video, is the starting point, the origins and building grounds for everything else onward. The next step being how you will implement your plan of action, if you have any processes that are special to you and your business. Next we have the what, as in what services/products you will provide, and last but not least, who you will serve. Spend about 1 hour to an hour creating a rough draft of responses just to get a start on where you'd like to take your business. With all that being said, I'd like to thank you for watching. Hopefully this helps, and I will see you in the next video. Stay strong, indies. Have a good one.